So let's talk about estrogen, how it's linked to heart health, and how the decline in estrogen can affect us. So firstly, estrogen is said to protect younger women's hearts. And when I say younger women, I mean women in childbearing age, anyone that's going through menopause, perimenopause. Your estrogen levels are going to be fluctuating. Unfortunately, it doesn't go down slowly. It kind of goes up, down, which is why we get so many random menopausal symptoms. And sometimes we feel great, and other times we've got all kinds of stuff going on. Obviously, when you're post-menopause, your estrogen levels are going to be quite low, but they'll be a little bit more stable because you will have reached a new equilibrium. But anyway, these estrogen levels have various effects on, firstly, your insulin response. So insulin response is how much insulin is released into your bloodstream to help balance your sugar levels. Now, if you've got a lot of sugar going around, if your body's got a lot of sugar in your bloodstream, your body will automatically want to store it as fat because you don't want to be too high on sugar. So you might find that you start storing fat more. So the decline in estrogen can potentially lead us to store a little bit more fat. And this leads us nicely on to the metabolic system. The metabolic system is how much fat we burn, how we burn fat, how efficiently we burn it. Whether we burn a higher rate of fat when we move, or a lower rate, in fact. And if you have that kind of change in fat levels in your body, not only are you going to have the fat kind of accumulating in key parts. For me, it tends to be across the front of my belly, around my hips, something I never used to have in my 30s, but it seems to have appeared. But also you're going to have a difference in fat levels in your bloodstream as well. And that is another thing that can potentially affect the heart. The other thing, which isn't so much connected to fat levels or your metabolism, is the inflammatory response. So when our bodies are full and nicely balanced full of estrogen, then it kind of protects our bodies from inflammation. But as we go through perimenopause and menopause, one of the effects of that decline in estrogen is we have a kind of inflammatory response. So we are more prone, unfortunately, to inflammation. Possibly it might be your joints. It might be in, for me, I kind of get it in my hips a little bit when I'm premenstrual at the moment. But it can also affect the heart, which is why the decline in estrogen can have an effect on your heart. So all these things in accumulation or individually can have an effect on your heart health. But we're learning about it and we will be able to do something about it. So keep listening. Don't be scared. We can do something about this.